Hey, what's going on?
Oh, nothing much. How are you?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm
That's
blessed.
excellent. You're looking good. Look at you.
I'll take that.
Look.
I will take that. You're not doing too bad yourself. Yes,
Well, thank you.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, we are here to bring you the tea to talk
Uh-huh.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Season 7, episode 4 of Real
Uh,
Housewives of Potomac. You
episode
ready?
4. We on
Episode
4. Look, I was
3?
thinking it was 2. Then you told me it was 3. Now
Maybe
it's
it's
4.
3. I think it is
Look.
3. You're right. It's 3. I think I saw a sneak peek of episode 4. That's why it's in my head.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But it is episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Real
Stand
Housewives.
in your truth. Boo boo.
Yes, yes. It was a mess.
Lord.
Are we gonna
To
do our
say the
intro today or
least.
get right into it?
Oh, let's do the intro. Let's do the intro.
Okay,
All right. So let me find it.
Go ahead. Go ahead and say what like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes, we got to talk that stuff. So when we last left off, Candace was like, "Come at Eric. He must be the head producer. I don't know who he is, but she needs to see him directly and speak to him." And they were in the bathroom, and she's like, "Look, what we're not gonna do this season is bring my husband into the mess. Michael Darby is here for the mess."
But wasn't she being messy while
Oh,
she was doing?
what I do love about Candace, she can read. I mean, like without even trying, Like some of them, like probably think like if they say this, I can say that. Like hers is just be coming off the dome. And so, I mean,
Oh, it
Michael,
reminds me of someone. Oh my god!
I know what Michael was like.
It reminds me of. It's so you, Michelle. It's
Michael,
so you.
no, she is great. She is great. I can't do it like that. But she,
And then, and this is what you do. You be like, "What? Huh? What did I say? How you say?"
no, she. I mean, top tier, top tier. She is. Michael, like Nene, Nene was like, "How did I get into this?" Like Michael sitting home somewhere or wherever he is, brought all into it. He was like, I haven't even been seeing this season. How did I get in this?" But she was going in, and
Mhm.
yeah, and remember she was like, "Don't cut the fourth wall. I want it
Yeah,
all. Like everything
yeah,
I said, everything I did, and I want to see the
mhm,
uncut full version of this because I
yeah,
know." She was going off,
yeah.
off, off.
But how about like nobody went? Like they could hear, clearly they could
Yeah,
hear, but wasn't nobody going to see what's going on, what's happening, what's
right, right.
happening.
It was like, what's going on with her?
Mhm.
Something. And then
And
Giselle was
Giselle.
like, "It's something wrong with her stomach, I think, or something." Like, girl,
I love Giselle, but Giselle, she.
okay. And like Candace said,
Today's Satan. Not today neck. Not today ankles.
Yeah.
Not today's Satan.
yes, she. Oh my gosh,
And
yeah.
why I was like all in Giselle neck, like, ooh.
Looking at her ankles, like, oh, that's why she cover them up all the time. Woo, yeah. And so Candace, of course, storms off as she should, because she like, look, what I'm not doing is playing around with my husband this season. Y'all not
Mhm,
about to mess up my marriage like y'all did everybody
mhm,
else's. But yeah,
mhm.
so that was hilarious. Um, but anyway, Giselle decides to ask Mia about the text privately, and this is a text that she sent to Mia. This is in the last episode, basically apologizing, and Mia did not respond.
Mhm.
So, Giselle claims that she likes Mia, so she wanted to talk to her privately. And Mia said she didn't expect her. She felt kind of like attacked in a group
Mhm,
setting about
mhm,
her cancer diagnosis or
mhm.
whatever. And did you hear she called Wendy New Booty Wendy or something? She called us. I was like, oh Lord. But Giselle admitted her delivery was horrible and they hug it out or whatever. Meanwhile, Wendy and Robin are arguing about the same thing, saying like that Robin said she was lying. Wendy was like, I never said, I didn't call her a liar. You called her a liar. Wendy and Robin going at it. Giselle and Mia then fixed their stuff, hugged it out, and they come out there like, wait a minute, what is going on here?
And did. But you know what? I'm so happy for Robin. Robin stood her ground. Like, nah, this is it. This is the truth. This is. But you know what? There was a point when Robin was like, I said she was a liar. Like, I don't remember that. Maybe she did. Your memory is a lot better than mine. I don't remember Robin saying that Mia was lying. I don't remember.
I don't specifically remember her saying it either. Not to get a chance to check the last episode to see if she actually did. But she stood up for a little while till Wendy was like, sit down. I was like, I would have stayed standing just because.
But you know what? Yeah, I can be. I would have been the same way. I would have been like, no, I ain't staying. But when everything was all said and done, they walked out. They were leaving, and what did Wendy say?
Hot mic moment. Okay. Hot mic moment. She was just like, they were just like, so how do you really feel about Mia? And she was just like, well, I think that since that me and Karen are the only people that really like her and care for her, blah, 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 blah. But she a liar. And you got to know how shady your production team is because they knew the mic was hot and they included it in the episode and they flashed back. So Wendy said, I didn't call her a liar. You called her a liar.
Stand in your truth, boo-boo. Stand in your truth.
Stand in your truth. And then she was like, oh my God, the mic is still on. It's too late at that point, Wendy. You got called out.
We know who's lying and who's not.
How right. About that? So what did you think about, this is in that same setting or whatever. I think Mia said that she had a tumor and something lymph nodes. It was something. We're not quite sure what's going on with Mia, but Robin was like, okay, your son's close to the age of my son. How about the kids get together? Everybody's kids get together for a fun day, except Wendy. Your kids can't come.
Oh, I wouldn't have invited her either. I wouldn't have done it. I would not have. You done told me that I was less than a child of God. You told me that I was devil spawn. You told me that I need to stand in my truth as if I'm lying. I'm not lying. I'm telling you how I feel. And how I'm feeling right now in this moment is I'm not quite certain that I can believe 100% of what Mia was saying. That's basically what Robin was saying. She believed that she's going through something. She doesn't know exactly what that is.
It's not clear.
Yeah. Mia has not had a track record of being honest, of being truthful.
And it continues to not track, but carry on.
Okay. That's what she was saying. But you want to rock for your girl, your dog, and you lied. Come on now.
Yeah, I think I would have still invited the kids, because it's just like, okay,
no,
I'll separate the kids.
No. I mean, like I understand, it's about the kids, but I got to be in your presence. I'm not feeling you right now.
Like you are your kids, but yeah. So I think I would have invited the kids, but yeah, Robin stood on that. She was like, no, she ain't coming.
I'm with it. But you know what? There was another thing that I was thinking. So I was like, if somebody had thrown, a hand or whatever, I think a lot of people underestimate Robin. Robin is a good Delta. She know how to throw them bows. I'm just saying. She know how to throw them. And, look.
Okay, don't play with her. Wait a minute, who from Baltimore? Because somebody said something about Baltimore. Don't let Baltimore come out. Was it Wendy? That's from Baltimore?
Wendy did say that, but I thought she was talking about Robin.
Oh, okay. I was just like, who? Somebody from Baltimore. But anyway. So yeah, don't test it. We'll see. But let me see. Next, Candace. They showed her actually going through her IVF and doing her shots and stuff like that. I don't know who was on the phone with her, but they showed that. Oh, that was her doctor. Okay. I didn't know if it was a friend or who that was, but so they was going through that. And then Karen and Ray went to get manicures. And I think the highlight of that was that she was just like, you said I can have eye candy, right? And he was just like, yeah, you can. And I'm like, are they introducing something? Because he just approved her eye candy. But he was like, as long as it stays candy, but you can do a whole lot with candy. So I don't know.
Now that's not her first time mentioning that. She said that before, maybe once or twice on the show. But I think this time they're giving it more breathing room
Okay.
because of all the rumors.
Okay, maybe that's what it is. But anyway, Ashley, she goes house shopping, and I thought it was interesting that the house, with Michael being so rich, or the way they talk about how rich he is, that the house that she chose was like I don't know, it was like a reasonable looking house. Like it was it was expensive. They were in either Arlington, Virginia, which is expensive because the house was $1.5 million, but it looked like your normal house that somebody could have. It wasn't like the rest of their houses that are like sprawling mansions or whatever.
Mhm.
But she had mentioned that she had made several offers on other houses, but cash offers beat them out. And these producers, they be in these diary rooms, they was like, have you ever thought about making a cash offer? And she was just like, well, Michael said, we just need to be together on the finances and stuff. Like she seemed, every time she talked about Michael and his house and finances, she become very like vague and like she don't really know what's going on.
Okay, so I've been through the process of purchasing a house, and I was so hands-on. I was, you know how like when something is not your wheelhouse, this is not something that you know, this is not something that you feel comfortable with. They keep throwing things at you. You have to make so many decisions. At a certain point, it's like, I don't know. And if my husband or my whatever, if that's what they do, do it. We'll talk. You'll tell me what, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and I'll just trust it. I'll just run with it. So I wasn't looking at her funny because of all that.
Well, and I think maybe I was kind of side-eyeing a little bit because, well, first, like last episode, remember, like she was just like, we're getting a divorce, and then they asked about the divorce, and she was just like, who said that? Like, and then now she's like being very vague about like the finance stuff, and they're getting a divorce supposedly. So this is going to be your house at the end of the day, so you need to know something. And she's the one, it looks like she's the one that's actually finding the house and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. But
well, it might just be that Michael just doesn't want to be on the show at all.
Oh,
Because
now
they
that
haven't shown him.
that's true. I could give that to him because he's never really had a good light on the show any season. Before he started acting up, they still would, he was the old man that she was with him, gold digger. He never had a good rap on the show. But
first season, I think, was probably his best season. We could tell like something just wasn't right. It wasn't until like that last episode when the two of them were fighting like outside. It was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what they're fighting for? We didn't realize that their relationship
was what it wasn't.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it was open, closed, wide, shut, everything. They had everything going on. But anyway, next we see Robin in the new home. Her home is beautiful, and this is the one that only her name is on because Giselle left out last episode. And these producers, they were like, she bounced back from foreclosure. They had to show her foreclosed home, the post-foreclosed home, and then where she is now. Like, oh my God.
They just messy as these women. They just as messy.
Oh my gosh, so messy. But her and Juan are talking, and I'm very convinced that she has to drag Juan to every time he's on the camera, he's drugged or whatever. You better be glad. What she say? You better be so glad Juan Dixon is not here. But anyway, he's there, and she asked him about a prenup, and he was just like, why are you bringing up the prenup now? Because you didn't bring it up basically when you ain't had nothing. When you was broken, I was an NBA star. You wasn't talking about no prenup. Then you didn't bring it up. Now you're bringing it up, and okay, so it was weird because she insinuated she was making more than him. And I think he said something like, I make more than you. He said that. But she in the confessional was just like, did he say that? I thought he said, I will make more than you. And I was just like, of course, the producers ran it back. And he didn't say that.
But you know what? Like he could have said I'll, but it was kind of like I'll. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So it could have been, yeah.
I can get how she would get that, but Nah, he said I.
Yeah.
I make.
So he like, yeah, put whatever you want to, we can sign it or whatever. He acted like he didn't really care. But I mean,
I
I
don't
think,
really
I
think he
mean,
does.
and with them, I mean, normally I'm not anti, prenup, protect what you got, whatever, whatever
Mhm.
people think is best for them. But they've been living like a married couple since they've been divorced pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So to me, like, even if y'all have a prenup and get divorced again, I don't think anything will change. So that was probably just
But from her perspective, I do get it. Like she actually does own at least two businesses that we know about.
Mhm.
And does she really want to like split that 50%? Like, I mean, is he making any decisions? Is he there when she's doing all these different things? I've
Yeah.
never seen him be there while she's gutting a house, while she's,
Mhm.
purchasing a house. I've never seen that. Even when she was taking pictures of the women, like he wasn't there. Like, why
Yeah.
would he be there? But we just haven't seen it, and because we haven't seen it, it's kind of like, why would she want to share that with him, especially since
Yeah.
she's not married? This is what she has outside of the marriage. She might want to protect that, and I get it.
Yeah. And if for some reason, and I mean, she probably also because they've been through so much with the accountants stealing on their money, they get foreclosed
Hmm.
on, all of that. Just
Hmm.
want to like, okay, look, if you get some bad accountants this time,
Yeah,
at
let's
least
keep that
my
shit
stuff is
separate.
taken
I
care of.
mean, let's keep that stuff separate.
So,
Separate.
so yeah, so I do get that piece. So anyway, Wendy, they showed her going to see a doctor about her hair that
Hmm.
was falling
Hmm.
out. And
Hmm.
I think that was her natural hair, but they, kind of zoomed in on the thin part or whatever.
Hmm.
And it was interesting. I never heard this before. The doctor said that stress pulls nutrients from your
Hmm.
follicles.
Hmm.
And like basically if your nutrients need to go somewhere, the hair is the last to go because they was like, okay, we need to take care of this other stuff first.
Hmm.
And she said something that was very interesting. She was just saying that the only way to live or that she lives is operating under stress. Like her mom
Hmm.
did it and now
Hmm.
she does it. And
Hmm.
I think like honestly, like a lot of Black women do it too. Like it's your normal way of operating. You're just used to operating under stress and that's how you live your life. But I feel like we're getting better at that, like self-care, taking care of ourselves, making sure we're not overly stressed. But it was interesting that she brought that up. I was like, that's true. People just
Hmm.
used to living a stressed out life and just making it seem
Hmm.
normal.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm. But you know what? I do want to applaud her on all the different moves that she's making. I
mhm.
just want her to think about, like, take her time. You know what I'm saying?
Focus,
Yeah.
and get. And I mean, multiple streams of income. I'm all for that.
Hmm.
But you got to make sure at least some of the multiples are multiplying before you
Before
add.
you step into something else. I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
she
like,
wants
how
to
them
own a
candles
restaurant.
doing, girl? Is your son still boxing candles in the living room?
She wants to own a restaurant, and she balked at the amount of money that Peter Thomas. Like, she should have known that. Like, she didn't even know
Yeah.
how much a restaurant costs. Come on.
And she had an awful idea of what it should be. Did she
She
say
really
something about
did.
kids and
She wanted books
books?
and kids in a play. Like really?
No.
Like, I'm
Mm-mm.
drinking. Do I really want to read? I don't want to read while I'm drinking, and I damn sure don't want these kids running around while I'm drinking. No, I want to
No.
act a fool.
Right. I could see if it was more of a well, I don't even think that's in like airport little lounges. I don't think they even have books in there. But
No, they don't.
anyway. So yeah, so that was a bad idea. But anyway, that was just interesting what she said about the stress. So anyway, Robin and Mia, they go and meet, and Robin kind of apologizes and was
But
just
wait,
like,
wait, 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 wait. Before you
oh,
get to that, I
okay.
just want to say I've seen Mia wear clothes that look very similar to what she had on that day.
Mhm.
And every time that she has that style on, I'm just like, damn, girl, you doing it. You are
Yeah.
doing it. Like,
She-
it was beautiful.
It was. You got to give it to her. I mean, from head to toe. Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
normally she's like
Yeah.
on
She's
it.
very well dressed.
Dressed.
Yes.
Yes, very well.
Mhm. Makeup too, hiding all. But I love Mia. I love Mia with her no talking itself.
Okay. Oh my God. Mia. So anyway, Robin kind of apologizes to Mia about like the whole thing with the cancer and how she reacted or whatever. But she was like, "Well, what really is going on? Like, I want to know." And I felt honestly, I felt like it was kind of pressure conversation. And I'm like, Robin, that's not really your business. Like, yes, her posts were vague. Yes, she put it out there, but she don't really have to explain it all to you if she don't want to or whatever. It's almost like now that you put it out there, I need to know it all. Give me everything.
Yeah.
And almost like it was her fault that she didn't.
And what makes Robin think that she's the person that Mia would share this information with?
Out of everybody. Come on now. But Mia, she does kind of explain a little bit more. I don't know if that made it more or less confusing, but from what I got, she had a tumor in her butt or something, and she may have something that's autoimmune related, but it's not cancer. That's the most I got out the conversation, but thank goodness she doesn't have cancer, and hopefully she is able to work out whatever it is. But I figure she does have something.
Right.
So, but anyway, of course, Robin gets to run in her mouth, and she shares that Giselle talked to Candace about the whole Chris. Well, she shared the whole situation about Giselle and Chris. And Mia was like, well, I have something to add about that. And so, of course, commercial break, I'm like, oh, Lord, I was all rooting for you, Chris. What you do now? What you do now?
Everything is much ado about nothing.
Yeah. So anyway, what Mia does is she says that Chris was staring at her at Karen's spring fling party. And of course, the shady producers, they show him twice. They say,
and never looking at her.
Chris not staring at Mia. Chris still not staring at Mia. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why are y'all trying to make this a storyline and nobody's telling the truth? Oh my gosh, it's crazy, but that was hilarious to me.
I kind of think like this might be like that season where they know there's no storyline, so they got to make stuff up as they go along.
Yeah, it's like a struggle. And I feel like with these ladies, it's always something like, I don't even know if y'all have to dig or try too hard, but this one is reaching, like seriously reaching for a storyline. I'm like, okay, nobody got anything going on. Come on now. But the next little scene is kind of like a mix. Karen and Giselle are talking, and then Chris and Candace are talking. And so Giselle starts off basically, talking. She's at Karen's house, by the way, which is a big move from the previous seasons. But anyway, she says that Chris owes her an apology, and she thinks that, she hasn't talked to Candace in a couple of days, and she thought for sure that Candace would call her with Chris so he can apologize to her. And I'm like, okay, for what? And this is so weird. It really is like pulling and stretching for a storyline. But anyway, Chris and Candace are also talking, and it sounds like with her IVF, it's not producing enough eggs. So that's sad. So hopefully she's able to work that out or whatever. But Chris mentions, he's angry. It's not, he got his own little diary room, but it's not his personality. Like, he's pretty sure she invited him to the room. He said 98% true. And that's where their stories kind of differ, because he said that she invited him to the room. He said he suggested leaving the door open. And they both say that he didn't touch her. She said he didn't touch her. He didn't say anything crazy. He didn't make any moves. And when she asked him to leave, he left. And so it's just like, how can he know you're uncomfortable if you don't say anything? So it's just almost like, how can he apologize for something he didn't know happened? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like after the fact, just like, you know what? 8 months ago, that made me uncomfortable. Can you apologize for that? And what makes me kind of upset about it is with the whole, Me Too movement, and women are actually being taken advantage of and stuff like that, stuff that is actually happening, but them acting like this is a huge thing, it kind of makes, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's why you can't trust no women, no way, because he ain't do nothing and making a big deal about it. We got to apologize when I ain't even do nothing. And so, yeah, I don't like that they're using that part as a storyline, because it could, I don't know, just kind of reduce the validity of women who actually have stuff like that happen to them. But they also, which is true, Chris also brings up the fact that she references his penis very often, and of course the producers come with the facts with her bringing up his penis very often.
But let's be honest, we can't act like we don't be thinking about it.
Chris's penis?
She said he got a black penis with a pink tip. Like,
she did.
How often do you see that?
I guess I don't think about. I mean, after that season, I didn't think about it, and they brought it back up, and so now I thought about it, but I don't just think about it. I'm gonna move on. I don't think about it. I'll just leave it at that. But anyway, Carrie shares a story about another husband in the group, and she says that he hugged her so tight. It was very, very uncomfortable. But she, shared it with her husband. She shared it with other people, but it was more like a private thing. And the producers are like, who's that? Who do you think it was? Michael.
Only one person. Only one person.
The only person it could be. I'm just like, y'all keep it quiet about Michael and his shenanigans, but Chris ain't do nothing. His name all up in throughout the season. But anyway, so they kind of talked about Robin sharing this information with the whole group. And I will say this, Giselle did not publicly say it. She did only share it with Candace at the time, even though it was dramatic. Like, I was 100% uncomfortable. And, he manipulated, they use those words that I'm just like, come on, y'all being dramatic. But anyway, as Chris and Candace are talking, Robin joins them. And it was, I don't know, I just kind of chuckled when he was just kind of sitting there. She was like, you can hug me. And so he looked at them and Candace was like, be careful. Like, I don't trust none of y'all.
See, I didn't even catch that.
She was like, be careful. Sure did. But Robin did bring up a good point about with the whole Ashley issue. It was truly, I think we said this the last show, was that he wasn't sliding into her DMs. Right. He was responding to her story.
Right.
It does come through as a, a DM, but he wasn't sliding in her DMs or whatever. Right. And then also that Giselle was so uncomfortable around Chris, but at that spring fling, she had a problem hugging him or rubbing his arm a little bit and looking him up and down. I saw all of it in that replay. So yeah, Candace is not happy at all about any of this, and that's kind of how the episode ends, just with them talking about this. Did they show a preview? I don't think they showed wait a minute.
If they did,
they did show a preview because they kind of showed them, I think, at the whatever little thing Robin puts on. They just showed a little bit of that, and Charisse came and Karen kind of coughed and acted like she was sick and left.
That's what I want to see. I want to see the two of them.
Now that could be a real storyline, because I think that's a real beat.
That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah. Honestly, to be honest with you, that's what I think. I don't know what about though. I don't know what about.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them. If it is that. Didn't Robin say that Charisse was the original Grand Dame, and maybe Karen feels away about this?
I do remember, like, early on, it was all the show kind of sort of revolved around Charisse. It really did, until we realized, Charisse, you ain't telling us shit. You're hiding everything. The show's kind of centered around you, but you ain't telling the shit, which made Giselle kind of like the main person.
Yeah,
and because she and the Grand Dame were having an issue, she kind of made fun of her and called her the Grand Dame, which is how she got the that name.
Yeah,
she ain't running shit, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. Right now, I mean, even at the little pole dancing class, Charisse was there, and she was trying to break up Wendy and Robin, but it was more like, you guys both need counseling. Why don't you guys settle down? It was just kind of like, okay, you weren't really needed there. And so I don't know. We'll see if she lives up to her actually being back on the show. But it sounds like it's something she wanted to do since she was kicked. Well, I guess they are kicked off. But anyway. But yeah, but that was a good episode. A lot of
it was much to do about nothing, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was good to like laugh and hear the made up drama, whatever, but it wasn't like actual real stuff that we can like chew out. I mean, Monique ain't fighting nobody to see, like, it ain't nothing like that.
Now they might be setting things up, and what they're setting up, I don't know, but they might be setting things up. I do know that like everybody that's been on Watch What Happens Live, they're like, nah, this is a good season. This is a good season.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's gonna evolve into, but hopefully, because they do a really good job of setting the season up. So I'm assuming that a lot of what we're seeing is leading to a climax.
Something. Okay. Well, we'll see. That's what I'll say. We will see. But yeah, but I enjoyed the episode for sure. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that is it. I guess we'll see y'all next Wednesday where we will talk about episode 4. I got it right this time.
Episode 4. Yeah. Also on tomorrow, for those who watch both, I'm going to do Fantasy is Reality. We're gonna kick off Interview with a Vampire.
Yep. What? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Definitely tune into that.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
See you all.
Take care.
Bye.